Hi guys, today I'm going to do a top 5 and that's going to be my top 5 favourite authors. This was a really hard video to film for me because I'm thinking about what authors I love and the books that I love, and then I had to realise that those were different. Like, I love the Spook series, but Joseph Delaney as an author, I couldn't put him as one of my favourites because I only love that one series. So these authors have books or plays, as my fifth one is, which I love. I love everything they've written, or generally everything they've written. My fifth favourite author is Shakespeare. Classic, famous playwright. I've put him as fifth because I still have lots of plays to read by him. I've read a couple of the history plays, Hamlet, Macbeth. I tried to read Othello but I didn't get very far because when you're trying to study it on your own I find it quite hard to read, and I prefer watching them obviously because they're plays. But he's a genius, and Macbeth was amazing, and Hamlet, Laura's favourite. Also one of my favourites for the quotes in it. As you've seen in the quotes video. Author number 4 is Andrew Kaufman. I adore All My Friends Are Superheroes, it's my favourite book, so this kind of hurts me to put Andrew Kaufman as my 4th favourite author. But one of his books, I think it's The Water Bible, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I enjoyed All My Friends Are Superheroes and The Tiny Wife. And as I've said before, for all of these authors, I want to love most and all of the books they have written, and I don't know what it was about The Water Bible. I think it was because it was a bit longer and sort of the magical surreality of All My Friends Are Superheroes was sort of lost in The Water Bible, which is why I didn't like it as much. So Andrew Kaufman is in number 4. In third place is Jan Martel, author of The Life of Pi and Beatrice and Virgil. I know Jan Martel has written other books and I haven't got round to reading them yet, but I'm sure I'm going to love them, and I know that's a bit of an assumption to make, but it's just the way he writes and his ideas and the concepts behind his writing. I think that there's nothing that this guy could write that I would not enjoy, but for that reason he is neither here nor there, he's bang in the middle at third place. In second place, just pipped to the post by the first, is Sally Gardner, author of The Red Necklace, which is this. It hasn't got his dust jacket on. I don't know where it's gone. I'm really gutted I've lost it because it's really beautiful. It's got like a lovely illustration of the French Revolution on it. It's beautiful. I've had this book for a very long time, so it's probably got lost along the way in my shuffles. But I adore this book and the sequel, The Silver Blade. I'm not sure if it has a third book. I don't think it does because I probably would have it, but if you know, say in the comments because I'm a bit mystified. And also Maggot Moon by Sally Gardner, which I mentioned in the Playing With Your Emotions tag as it was confusing, but it was brilliant. So everything that Sally Gardner has read I adore, which is why she's my second favourite author, and I love how she goes from the genre of historical fiction with a bit of magic in The Red Necklace and The Silver Blade, and also the reality but with a touch of surreality in Maggot Moon. And my favourite author, which you might have already guessed, is John Green, author of books such as Looking for Alaska, Paper Towns, Will Grayson with David Levithan, Let It Snow, which was a joint authorship book by 3 authors, so 2 others, Abundance of Catherines, and of course The Fault in Our Stars. I've chosen to hold up this book because it is the first book that he wrote. Even though it wasn't the first book of his that I read Paper Towns first, it was the second. And I loved how the characters went from Q and Margot to Miles and Alaska and Pudge and the Colonel, who I absolutely adore in this book. I think his characterisation really sets him apart as my favourite author because they're just so different and they have their own personalities, and the humour and the different settings in each of these books. Like in Paper Towns, they're in a normal town and then they go to SeaWorld and it's a realistic setting, and also in Looking for Alaska it's at the boarding school, which I found really exciting because at some point in your life you've always wanted to go to a boarding school for however long. I love all of his books, but probably the one I like least is Abundance of Catherines because I didn't get the mathy stuff, but I love how he's wrote that with probably Hank in mind, and all of the work he does in Notified Terrier and on BookTube and on YouTube and all of his crash course videos. I just think that Vlogbrothers and Hank and the Greens do so much for the community and writing and the literary community. He is my favourite author, and I think he always might be. So those were my top 5 favourite authors. Comment down below who your favourite authors are, I'd love to know. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!